Why didn't they just leave? James and Lily Potter, two powerful, talented wizards trapped in their own home as Voldemort closed in. They could have disapparated in seconds. No broomsticks, no flu powder, no secret tunnels. Just a twist, a crack of magic, and they'd be gone. But they didn't. Why? Did they panic? Did they hesitate? Did J.K. Rowling leave a massive plot hole sitting in plain sight? Or was there something far more sinister at play? The truth is more shocking, tragic, and brilliantly woven into the story than most fans realize. Let's break it down. The Fidelius Charm, the safe house that became a magical prison. To understand why the Potters couldn't just disapparate away, we need to start with the Fidelius Charm, one of the most powerful and mysterious protective spells in the wizarding world. This wasn't some simple, muggle-repelling ward or confundus charm. The Fidelius erased their house from existence. Even if Voldemort had stood right outside, even if he had peered through a window, he wouldn't have seen anything. To him, the house wasn't there. Sounds perfect, right? Wrong, because this spell has a fatal flaw. It only works as long as you stay inside its boundaries. The moment James or Lily stepped outside, even for a second, if they even attempted to apparate, they would become visible. And guess who'd be waiting? The most dangerous dark wizard of all time. Now, here's where things get even worse. The Secret Keeper, the only person who could reveal their location, was supposed to be Sirius Black. But at the last moment, they made a deadly mistake. They switched to Peter Pettigrew. They believed that by choosing someone less obvious, they were outsmarting Voldemort. But instead, they handed the key to their own destruction. Peter betrayed them. He walked straight to the Dark Lord and whispered their secret. At that moment, the Fidelius didn't break, but it no longer mattered. Voldemort knew exactly where to go, and once he was inside, there was no escape. Voldemort's magic, why apparating was a death wish. But let's say for a moment that the Fidelius didn't trap them. Let's say they tried to escape anyway. James grabs his wand, Lily snatches up Harry, they twist on the spot, and crack, they vanish into thin air. Safe, right? Wrong. First, apparition isn't invisible. It leaves behind traces of magic. The Ministry could track it, and if the Ministry had that power, you can bet that Voldemort, the greatest dark wizard of his age, had ways to trace magical movement. This is the same guy who created dark curses so powerful they outlived him. The mastermind who placed a piece of his soul into objects so he could cheat death. If there was a way to track magical teleportation, he would have found it. Second, apparition is dangerous. Even experienced wizards can splinch themselves, leaving behind an arm, a leg, or worse. And that's in normal conditions. Now, imagine James and Lily, in full-blown panic, clutching a screaming one-year-old baby, trying to apparate in a split second while Voldemort is literally breaking down the door. One wrong move and boom, they splinch. James leaves behind his wand. Lily drops Harry in midair. Voldemort doesn't even have to chase them. He catches them before they land. And if that wasn't bad enough, Voldemort wasn't alone. His Death Eaters surrounded the house. Even if the Potters had apparated out, they would have arrived somewhere else in Britain, straight into another ambush. Escaping one monster, only to land in the middle of an army. It's like running from a lion into a pit of vipers. The Portkey Paradox. Why didn't Dumbledore just save them? Alright, if apparition was too risky, why didn't Dumbledore give them a portkey? Why wasn't there a flu network escape? Why didn't Fawkes the Phoenix just swoop in, grab them, and teleport them to safety? Here's the ugly truth. Any magical escape route would have been a liability. The Potters were in hiding for months. They had to assume that every possible escape method, portkeys, flu connections, even enchanted objects, could be traced or hijacked. And there was another huge problem. Harry was still a baby, and babies have accidental magic. If he had triggered a burst of uncontrolled magic while they were trying to flee, the trace would have gone off like a giant magical siren. It would have been like sending Voldemort a howler that screamed, "We're over here." Dumbledore knew the risks, and the safest move wasn't to run. It was to stay hidden and hope Pettigrew stayed loyal. He didn't. The sacrifice play. Did Dumbledore let it happen? Now let's go deeper. What if Dumbledore knew the Potters had to die? Think about it. Lily's sacrifice didn't just save Harry. It created a magical protection so powerful it destroyed Voldemort. What if Dumbledore realized that the only way to stop Voldemort was to let the Potters die, but make sure Harry survived? If they had escaped, Voldemort would have found them again. And the next time, Lily wouldn't have had the chance to shield Harry. No protection, no prophecy, no boy who lived. The wizarding world would have fallen. Was it cold-blooded? Maybe. But Dumbledore always played the long game, and he bet everything on one fact. Voldemort never understood love. The ugly truth. They never saw him coming. At the end of the day, the Potters weren't outplayed by magic. They were outplayed by trust. James and Lily were exhausted. They had been in hiding for a year, living in fear, cut off from the outside world. James didn't even have his wand when Voldemort struck. He was playing with Harry. Apparition requires focus, clarity, a plan. But in that moment of terror, they hesitated. And by the time they realized that Pettigrew had betrayed them, it was already too late. So why didn't they apparate? The Fidelius Charm trapped them. Voldemort's magic outplayed them. Dumbledore's plan required their sacrifice. And sometimes, good people make fatal mistakes. But here's the real kicker. If they had apparated, there would be no Harry Potter, no prophecy, no scar, no boy who lived. So this wasn't a mistake, it was magic. Thank you for watching. If you like or enjoy this video, please don't forget to like this video.